Hello all. I want to show you how to use library services, and you get 100 points if you do a research and if you submit your research to Blackboard. This is a bonus point. That means you are not required and you won't be penalized if you don't submit it. However, if you submit this assignment, this project, you will get 100 extra points. Therefore, we want to see how library services of the college work. Here says current students, and then here it says library services. I click on it, and I come here, and I see different, sources for the libraries, and one of them called electronic databases, EBSCO, academic research. This is the one I'm going to show you. Also, we have library services for applied science and technology resource, and these are for nursing students, and these are the electronic books for college collection. And also we have something that we, if in case if you need some help with library resources, we have agreement with Southern College, where our students can borrow text books from Southern College. But anyhow, most of our students, in order to do so, of course, you can always go to Google and get some information. However, if you want to write a scholarly paper and you want to do some research, imagine your English teacher, your science teacher asks you to do some research and use the library resources and references. What you do is you come here and you click on academic complete, search complete. When you click here, it asks for patron ID. And the ID is, I put, for example, my student ID, and I click sign in. Suppose you have to put your student ID. When you put that ID, you come right into this site. Therefore, here, once you come here, you have to put, for example, as you know, one discussions we had is about computer phishing, phishing. That is when they send you junk email, they try to steal your information. Imagine your computer teacher asks you to write a paper about phishing. You come here and you put, phishing here, and you click search. When you click search, here is when you look at here, suddenly you get so much information, great information here. If you look at here, as many as 710 magazines have written articles about phishing. Academic journals, 446, newspapers, 206, books, reviews, 16. Therefore, you can take information. Imagine your teacher wants you to write, a paper about phishing, and all you have to do is that you will go to Microsoft Word and you suppose type phishing, for example. Here's a major, for example, problem. And then you come here and you suppose you put your source. And how do you find your information here? You come here and, for example, I put a check mark, let's say, on for example, newspaper. 206 newspapers have discussion, and here I go fishing, and here is a chronicle of higher education. That's a newspaper they use in, and I see that it's written full text, HTML full text. And therefore, that is one of the things that, because I see that in there, most likely I can see the full text in there, and maybe I can copy, something from there, and it comes in here, for example, and I will go and suppose come and take a little bit information in here, and then, for example, I come here and I copy this one, and I take it to Microsoft Word. And for example, I put here, and this is the information I have copied from the source. And then I have to put a reference, as you all learned in this course. Excuse me. I go to the reference side and I click insert citation, add a new source. and I have to put where I got it. That's the URL, and I come here, and this is the URL. That's the website I got. Excuse me. I go back here, and here is the URL, and then I click on this box, and I have to say the name of the web page, Chronicle of Higher Education, for example, or and name of the web page, and I suppose this is the name of the web page, and it was published in 2021, month 01, and day 01, for example. Day year access would be 2021, for example. And here you go, I accessed it today, 2021, month accessed 11, and then day accessed 19. Here is my first, higher education. And then I come back again, and then I see many people suppose become victim of for example, phishing. And then I come here, and then I put my second source. I go back in here. I already had one from the magazines. I go back in there, and for example, that one was from the newspaper. I go to take this one off, and I go to possibly I go to maybe magazines, or I go to newspaper. I go to book review, for example. And while I am in book review, as you see, this one is that it comes in HTML, or it comes in PDF. I click on this PDF, for example, I read, and if it makes sense, and if it is, I will copy here. Suppose from here to here, I find it very interesting. Imagine that I will copy this one, and then again, I go to my Word and paste it there. And maybe I should put also, I have to put my source where I got it, and I come here, and I click there, and I go in here, and I put insert citation, add source, and here is my URL. And imagine that the name of that web page, suppose, is New York Times, or whatever the article is, phishing, and the name of the web page, for example, phishing, and then year access, I would say year, imagine 2021, and that is month of February, and the month of day of 01, it was published. Then I can come here and say that when I accessed it, and I click OK, and so far I have put two of information about here. And now I will go and click on bibliography, and I click works cited. And here, as you see, the works cited is here. Imagine that my research from the library is complete, and I will save it on my desktop, and then I will attach it, submit it to Blackboard to get 100 points for this. But please make sure that what you are putting together somehow makes sense. It is, it's, as you know, and now, of course, I put something regarding phishing, and you go to Blackboard and put it there, and you get 100 points. Now, let's see what kind of subject I would encourage you to. For example, if we go to Blackboard, week 13, as you see, in week 13, let's see if we put something like library service, and here is okay, in here, library research. I will put this one all the way to the top of the page, and that way you can do your research and submit. Suppose you will click here, and then you will click browse computer, and you attach that document. Now I want you to write your research paper. Of course, I wrote it about phishing, but there are other hacking in computers. That might be a problem, or cybersecurity. This is another good subject you may write about, or anything which is important in these days, about cybersecurity. If someone wants to do some research, if there is a new subject, we are going to talk next time. And I want to call it metaverse. Let's see if anyone can find what metaverse, what are they? Facebook changed its name to Meta. Look at here. If you can find some articles or write your paper, Meta, Facebook, or metaverse. What is metaverse? And they are talk about it all the time, in the computers. If you want, you can go to library research again and type metaverse where and then you can write your, here is my library research. I can click back, and maybe I should go again here. Let's see where I had my library research, and I can go back again, and here library research, and that's a very interesting new subject, metaverse. And I come here, and again I will click here, and look at here, I put the, let's say, student number, put your student number, and you click login, and metaverse, it's a new subject, very, very interesting subject. We will talk in the class, and you can write about that, and that is, when I type metaverse, go, there are good amount of articles about it. Therefore, write about, either metaverse, about cybersecurity, about hacking, some of these issues, viruses, anything that you want, antiviruses, and then put at least three references in your citation, and with the citation, work cited and submit it and get 100 points. Therefore, this is an excellent project for you to get 100 points, and hope you have a happy